You don't need money to make money, or at least not as much as you think. So most people feel helpless because a few $100s per month won't go very far when it comes to building wealth. And this comes from the one-dimensional thinking that 2,400 invested per year won't produce $1 million for 40 years. And that's true. However, if six people get together, that $200 per month is now $1,200 per month. Use that $1,200 to leverage technology and use the time of the six people to learn and leverage a skill. These will help you provide a service that you can charge much more for. The extra income will allow you to hire people and scale the business. $1,200 per month and the few hours from six people used well daily can produce an extra $10,000 per month in the first year or two. Compound $1,600 per month at 10% and things are looking a lot better. Hire people and take that to $60,000 a month and you'll be free before you know it. All this happened with you only risking $200 per month and putting in 10 to 15 hours per week. So I went through a lot there. It was a breathful. Really, I struggled to say it, but the most important thing was break the one-dimensional thinking. Go do business. When you take that $200 per month and you invest it by yourself, and you're like, oh, just extra income. End of year one, $2,400. End of year two, maybe $5,100, $5,000. End of year three, maybe you have $7,600. Like, you're not making a ton of money. You're really not. But as you kind of grow your portfolio, and I did those numbers a little wrong. 2,400, 10%, you're making 240, so you got 2,640 after you make 10% on that. You put another 2,400, you put 4,800 in, but now you've made another $500, you're at 5,300. So it's growing a little bit more than that. But the point is, if you go do business in that same 2 years, you take 2,400, you put it in twice, maybe you've made $500, $600, $700 on a good year, on a good 2 years. So you're sitting at 5,500. You put 4,800 in, you're at 5,500. You put 4,800 in with 10 friends, now you put 48,000 in 2 years. And that 48,000 went to y'all's education of skills, of technology. And when you got that education, you then went and did a service. You went and you did business. So now it's not the one-dimensional thinking of, oh, I'm just going to stay in my little family unit and we're going to save our little extra income and we're going to invest our little extra income. No, you are now investing as a community. You go do business as a community. And when you get into that community investing, you take that 4,800 over 2 years that you would have invested and you invest 48,000 over 2 years into 10 people. And the thing is, you're not compounding the money here. You're compounding the effort and the time and the resources. All 10 of these people have been focused for 2 years on learning 1 to 2 skills that will pay them more money. So now you got 10 people who can earn much more money. And at the end of that, maybe you all went separately and you did your own independent thing and you just increased your income, $1,000 a month. So now, instead of $200 a month, let's say you increase to $800 a month. Instead of $200 a month, you can now invest $1,000 a month. So now you got 10 people doing $1,000 a month. You got $100,000 a year after 2 years that you can invest together. You continue to invest, and now you triple your income. And now you can do $3,000 a month, right? Hey, $30,000 a month coming in, $360,000 a year, just because you spent 3-4 years developing skills together and investing capital into each other. You're now an elite community that can make an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month outside of their job. And honestly, that can be done in 1 year, not 4. But I'm giving you 4 to 5 years because I want you to know that you need the right time perspective in this. If you're 25, 30, 35, 40, even 45, even 50 right now. If you're 50 right now and you're dead broke, get 10 other friends who are 50 and start investing together. Like, start pooling capital, start doing business, and dude, you can produce a sizable business in 5 to 7 years. Like, you can do a lot in that time if you have the skills and the know-how. And as Alex Hormozy says, it takes about $50,000 to learn the skills that will get you to $1 million. So when you have that money to invest because your friends are pooling money together, you can start to do business and increase your income. And one thing I want to touch on here is that everybody loves double income, no kids. It's like, that is the peak of your financial life. Double income, no kids. You're making $120,000. You don't have a lot. You can save $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month at that point. What about tapping into community income and just sharing equity? Now it's community income, no kids, or community income and kids and wealth and equity. Like, it's so much more to go around when you're sharing. And so the question is, would you rather have 10% of a $10 million pie or 100% of an $800,000 pie? And the thing is, you want 10% of a $10 million pie. Because now you have $1 million as opposed to $800,000, but also it grows more when you leverage it. $800,000 can only grow so much when you leverage it, and $10 million can grow so much more when you leverage it. For example, $800,000 can buy you $2.4 million worth of real estate. So in 30 years, you'll have real estate that's worth about $3-4 million. $10 million can buy you $30 million worth of real estate. And now, in 30, 40 years, you have real estate worth $50 million, $40 million. And it's just like, dude, that is insane. The leverage that you've tapped into. Now each person has made $2 million extra dollars as opposed to you making, 1.6 million. And it's just crazy because then you compound the leveraging again, and you get access to these resources and these people. Like, that's the thing. The one-dimensional thinking of, okay, I only made $400,000 extra dollars, but I had to deal with 9 other people. It's like, yes, for sure. But you can also leverage that asset to buy another, $30 million asset and another $30 million asset. And it just starts to grow. Not to mention, you own 10% of that asset that's paid off. So when it's worth $40 million, you have $4 million in equity as opposed to $2.4 million in equity. Just saying. All that to say, the community income and the buying cash flow, a lot of times people don't even have access to that 800,000. And so as you tap into community and you increase the pool of money that you have access to, you increase the opportunities in front of you. And as you take advantage of the opportunities in front of you, you can scale your income faster. And even though you're sharing equity, you will go disproportionately far. It might be a little slower. You might need people you trust, and you might need to develop your interpersonal skills. But you go disproportionately further with people, and you mitigate risk. When you have 10 salaries that can kind of help pay back debt, you can start small. And what might be big for one individual is small for 10 individuals. And even though you get a smaller share, you build a solid foundation. And from a solid foundation, you can build an empire. So I don't want you thinking on a 2-year time horizon of where this will take you. I want you thinking on a 30-year time horizon of where this will take you and how it will set up the people that come after you and the impact in the communities that you want to make. So double income, no kids is great, but community income and equity and cash flow and investments is so much better. And the first 10 years are slow, especially if you have low income. So start early. Again, if you're 24 and you get some friends together and you pool your capital and you buy a business and you develop skills and you grow that business, or you buy that real estate, you develop skills, you grow your network, and you buy more real estate with other people's money. It's just like that mastermind of people who are so focused in the same direction. You go so far. You go so far. And you guys hold each other accountable. But the key is you can't allow each other to be average. That is the problem with getting 10 average people together. You're probably going to be okay being average. So you have to make a commitment to success, a commitment to each other, and be willing to stick it out for that 10 years and educate one another. Because it's really the skills and scaling the income that'll take you far. That's what I think. You can definitely make your millions on your own, but people can pick up the slack where you're weak. And if you have a community of people around you, even when you're down, you can be up. Like I'm telling you, these millionaires and these billionaires can recreate because of their network. Like things can go south, and because they know how to show up in that network of people, they can create more business deals, they can create more income. Because really, when people are transferring money, it is not money that they're transferring. It is them saying that they trust you, that they're willing to do business with you. And that's a big deal, because money's fake. And so if people don't trust you with something fake, why would they trust you with something real? But allowing you to come into their life and serve them in the form of business is like, I am trusting you with something real, a result that I care about. I'm trusting you to get for me. It's important that you take that seriously and you realize that the more people you have around you that are serious and committed to that outcome, the more you'll be able to produce that for a customer and each other. That's why I like community income, community investing, and sharing equity. Don't do the one-dimensional thinking of like, oh, I'm just going to have $1 million by the time I'm 64. Say, we're all going to have $10 million by the time we're 64, or $100 million by the time we're 64, because we continue to scale together. That's what we got for you guys today on the show. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. And remember, we are a community of people judged not by our wealth, but by our impact.